Before we have a look the Professor Erma presentation, let me introduce Professor Erma to you all. Currently, Professor Erma is a professor in the Department of Information System, especially in the area of model-driven decision support system, and also for modeling and simulation. Regarding her educational background, Professor Erma graduated from bachelor degree from ITS, from Electrical Engineering Department, and then her master degree from the same university, from ITS, but from Industrial Engineering Department. And then she got her Ph.D. degree from Department of Industrial Management, National Taiwan University of Science and Technology, Taiwan. Her research interests are about system dynamic and also modeling and simulation, model-driven decision support, enterprise system, and also about supply chain management. Professor Erma currently is the head of quality assurance of research, innovation, and community service in ITS. Before that, Professor Erma served as Vice Dean in our Faculty of Information and Communication Technology. And also before that, Professor Erma is Master Program Coordinator in our Information System Department and also the head of Decision Support and Business Intelligence Lab. Professor Erma current research is about intelligent transport system, smart city, and currently she is working on intelligent agriculture or intelligent farming. But today, I think Professor Erma will not talking about system dynamic or about intelligent transport system. But today, Professor Erma will discussing about sustainable consumption and production, which is, I think, is very not only interesting but also very important topic because it's dealing with our daily life. Okay, so we do believe that we can't wait what it's all about. So let's Professor Erma present his presentation. So Professor Erma, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pak Moklasons. Yeah, I need your permission to share screen. May I share screen? Yeah. Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm Erma Suryani from Information System Department of Institut Teknologi Sepuluh Nopember, Surabaya. In Surabaya. Firstly, I would like to thank the ISICO Committee 2021 for giving me an opportunity to share knowledge about sustainable consumption and production. To provide a better understanding about the sustainable consumption and productions, here are the outlines. First, we will talk about what is SCP and why do we need SCP, how to manifest SCP, and how to implement SCP in our daily lives. And then we also will talk about SCP and COVID-19 pandemic. And then we can also talk about the role of research on SCP. Now we will start with what is SCP. SCP refer to the use of services and related products which respond to basic need and bring a better quality of life by minimizing the use of natural resources and toxic material as well as the emission of waste and pollutants. Why do we need SCP? Yeah, we face some facts and figures. First, we consume more resources than ever. In the meantime, waste and pollution grow, and the gap between rich and poor is widening. Health, education, equity, and empowerment are all adversely affected. The economic gap between the poor and the rich continues to grow. 1.2 billion people live in poverty. Rich people want more. On the other hand, the poor need the essentials. In 1820, the world population was about 1,042 billion of people. And then in 1920, the world population became 1.86 billion of people. And then after that, it was exploded to 7 times, became 7.7 billion of people. The number might seem insignificant until we consider the fact everyone needs residential, land, fresh water, and food. The earth is shrinking and humans are growing, making sustainable consumption and production getting more crucial than ever. If we keep consuming and producing like we do currently, there will come a day when the earth can no longer provide us with the resources necessary to fulfill our needs. So we will need to use our resources effectively, efficiently, and economically. To provide a better understanding about the sustainable consumption and production, I will show you this video.
There has been a steady rise in household expenditure on consumption of goods and services in industrial nations for decades. This increase is partly due to increased disposable incomes amongst the rising number of consumers in the middle class. Personal consumption and expenditure has increased fourfold in 4 decades. The consumption rates in developing countries like India are not far behind and rapidly rising. Rapid urbanization has also put a significant stress on natural resources. The impact is such that worldwide we extract 60 billion tons of raw materials every year. The number of people living in urban areas in India will increase from 350 million in 2012 to 915 million by 2050. These are clearly unsustainable practices, not only from a climate change perspective, but also from a security of supply perspective. Humanity's ecological footprint already exceeds the Earth's biocapacity by more than 50%. This is but a recent development. The Indian society has for long been regulated by practices that encourage living in harmony with the society as well as the environment. This is reflected in practices as basic as the choice of the attire. The traditional Indian attire has always been eco-friendly, be it the dhoti or the sari, locally produced, unstitched, and multipurpose. The idea was to ensure the maximum utility of goods. Local sourcing was also essential as it created local employment. The products would pass on from one generation to another and serve the purpose and were part of a sustainable lifestyle. Today, India has one of the fastest growing populations in the world, and associated with it is the growing consumerism. Indian middle class, who represents only 13.1% of India's population, currently owns 49% of total number of cars in India, 21% of TVs, 53.2% of computers, 52.9% of ACs, 37.8% of microwaves, and 45.7% of credit cards. What does this mean? How does it affect the environment? Let's illustrate this with an example. The ubiquitous mobile phone, one of the most commonly used products today. India has the world's second largest mobile phone user base with over 929.37 million users as of May 2012. The typical life cycle of a cell phone is materials extraction and processing, manufacturing, packaging and transport, useful life, and end of life. Let's see in detail how this affects the ecosystem. In general, a mobile handset consists of 40% metals, 40% plastics, and 20% ceramics and trace materials. For manufacturing, materials need to be extracted. Various liquid crystalline substances, either naturally occurring or human-made, are used to make LCDs. Cell phones use several types of batteries. which may contain nickel, cobalt, zinc, cadmium, copper, lithium, metallic oxide, and carbon-based materials, all mined from the earth. Materials must be processed before manufacturers can use them to make products. Crude oil is combined with natural gas and chemicals in a processing plant to make plastic. Copper and other metals are mined, ground, heated, and treated with chemicals and electricity to isolate the pure metal used to make circuit boards and batteries. Plastics and fiberglass are used to manufacture the circuit board, which is then coated with gold plating. LCDs are manufactured by sandwiching liquid crystal between layers of glass or plastic. Batteries consist of two separate parts, called electrodes, made from two different metals. Packaging consumes valuable natural resources, such as paper from trees, plastic from crude oil in the earth, aluminium from ore, or other materials, all of which use energy to produce and can result in waste. Transportation by plane, truck, or rail all requires the use of fossil fuels for energy. During the use of the phone, it consumes energy to operate. All your connection providers need to run servers and signal towers that run on electrical energy. The wide penetration of technology means that India will have more mobile phones than people by 2022. An indicator of the growing consumerism is the rapidly declining rate of obsolescence and an increase in the number of people using more than one mobile phone. What can and must we do? Sustainable consumption and production, referred to as SCP, is an essential building block for progress towards sustainable development. SCP recommends adopting an integrated approach encompassing both production and consumption. The aim is to address environmental impacts of products and services throughout their life cycle. SCP can provide new approaches to manufacturing and production that help in achieving sustainable goals. Appropriate technologies can achieve social and economic progress and at the same time help minimize negative environmental impacts. As an exemplary tool from the SCP toolbox, policymakers need to evaluate the use of product policy as a means of achieving environmental objectives, promote eco-design, and establish processes and practices for improving product performance. In this direction, making manufacturers responsible for the entire life cycle is a practice being followed extensively in Europe. Market-based approaches encouraging SCP should be promoted, leveraging the purchasing power of individuals and institutions. As a responsible and sustainable consumer, avoid buying if you don't really need it. Be aware that each time you buy, you modify the environment forever. Buy responsibly. Find out alternatives to goods you buy. Pick from among the best ethically and environmentally sourced. As much as possible, buy local products. Make positive changes to your buying behavior. Celebrate your good decisions.
Okay, interesting, right? Yeah, this video suggests us to optimize the use of local resources as well as to consume and produce product responsibly. Okay, we'll continue with the PowerPoint slide. Yeah, now we will continue on the topic of how to manifest SCP. To manifest SCP, yeah, we need a holistic approach. It can be built by using these three main objectives, starting from decoupling environmental degradation from economic growth. And then we also need to applying the life cycle thinking. And also we need to seize the opportunities. In developing environmental degradation from the economic growth, we need to increase net gains from economic activities by reducing resources use, environmental degradation, as well as the waste and pollution. And then the second main objective is we need to apply life cycle thinkings. For this thinking, we need to achieve resource efficiency in production and consumption phase, starting from production, distribution, marketing, use, waste disposal, and reuse of product and services. And also we need to increase the sustainable management of resources. Here we can see the life cycle thinking, starting from design for sustainability, cleaner production and resource efficiency, sustainable transport, eco-labeling and certification, sustainable procurement, sustainable marketing, sustainable lifestyle, waste management, and sustainable resource management. In the third main objective toward the SCP, we need to seize opportunities. SCP can contribute and offer opportunities for poverty alleviation to the creation of new markets, environmental friendly, availability of employment, as well as more efficient management of resources. Now we will continue to how to implement SCP in our daily lives. To implement SCP in our daily lives, we need to reduce our carbon emission and change our current consumption and production pattern to promote economic growth. Waste and resource management is an important target to achieve sustainable consumption and production goals. SCP can also greatly contribute to poverty alleviation and the transition to a low carbon and green economy. It requires cross-sectoral and multi-stakeholder collaboration. We could utilize the less waste life cycle by composting and prolonging the life of certain item. And also in practice, we could start by shopping at bulk store, choosing to repair an item, then buying new ones, or buying second hands. And now we will continue to SCP and COVID-19 pandemic, because now we are facing the COVID-19 pandemic. Today we can talk about the impact of COVID-19 pandemic towards sustainable consumption and production. Pandemic triggering a large proportion of economic crisis, puts a larger number of people in poverty. Economic consequences are significant and far-reaching, affecting capital flows, business operation, employment, and job. Education is forcibly digitalized, impacting more than 1.2 billion students in more than 170 countries. To give you a better understanding about how has COVID-19 changed our lives, I will show you this video.
2020 has been an unprecedented year. The COVID-19 pandemic has forced many people to lower their expectations, from living out their dreams to simply surviving. Like a sudden specter, the coronavirus barged into our lives, disrupting our daily activities. But we are overcoming the fear, or at least getting used to it. At the end of 2020, let's see how the pandemic has changed our lives. Socializing before. Now, wearing masks. before. Now, commuting, before. Now, working, before. Now, staying fit, before. Now, shopping, before. Now, seeing the doctor, before. Now, in a life marred by newfound inconveniences and loneliness, internet-powered services have come to the rescue. But still, there are some unexpected troubles. The daily commutes have been restricted, but boundaries between work and life have blurred, and achieving a work-life balance has become difficult. Life now revolves around online shopping and food deliveries, which were supposed to be contributing to a low-carbon lifestyle, but ended up generating tons of packaging waste. Although telemedicine has curbed the risk of getting infected by coronavirus by reducing face-to-face contact, the elderly are still struggling to get a hang of the digital world. But one should still be optimistic. As the saying goes, never waste a good crisis. The COVID-19 crisis offers us a chance to adapt and evolve as we try to conform to a new lifestyle, while reflecting on the deficiencies of our current lives.
Okay, interesting. Did you enjoy this video? Okay. Okay, now we will go back to the slide presentation. In addition with the negative impact of COVID-19, COVID-19 also offers countries opportunity to build recovery plans, by reversing current trends and changing consumption and production patterns toward more sustainable future. We have some challenges related to the impact of COVID-19 toward sustainable consumption and production, starting from zero hunger, environmental degradation, climate change, as well as other negative consequences. Based on the opportunity and challenges, here are some recommendations for the policymakers and practitioners from consumption domain point of view. The COVID-19 situation creates large variation in the consumption of essential items. We should consider the demand for the essential items. The lockdown in various parts of the world triggers the demand for online deliveries of products, especially food and grocery items, which is becoming an additional cost of food waste in such pandemics. Due to resistant movements, the consumption of fossil fuels is reduced significantly. Thus, this results in improving environmental sustainability. The COVID-19 period also increases the adoption of social media, which can be crucial for business to evaluate the behavior and consumption trend of customers. Due to uncertainties, consumers are also piling the essential commodities, which may put additional pressure on managing customer demand. Therefore, we need to plan for supply decision in terms of capacity, workforce, inventory, and so on to ensure the smooth supply. And here are some recommendations for the policymakers and practitioners from the production domain point of view. Current production facilities should shift to digital manufacturing and promote the digital technologies for production of goods. A strong coordination mechanism is required among and between stakeholders such as government, manufacturers, medical institutions, non-government officers, and possibly military agencies to better control the infection rate of such pandemic. The pandemic control can be handled with the adoption of a robust information technology management system to share the real-time production and consumption patterns. Now we continue to role of research on sustainable consumption and production. Yeah, we might conduct research, and the research outcome may identify more sustainable solutions for both consumption and production system. We propose model to study the factors that impact sustainability based on 3 pillars such as circular economy, sustainable consumption, and production. And also we may provide recommendations to policymakers in order to take action directly on SCP, such as promoting the use of recycled raw materials. And this is the end of my presentations. Yeah, I will return this session to Pak Muklason. Thank you, Pak. Yeah, we may continue on the discussion session. Thank you, Pak Muklason.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Professor Erma. I think it's quite interesting topic. Yeah, important topic and also crucial topic for us to know about it. Okay. In summary, I can highlight some very important notes. The first one is, I think the heart of sustainable consumption and production is stop being greedy, right? But we should consume and produce wisely or responsibly. And then in the presentation, Professor Erma gives some recommendation for practitioner as well as for researcher to how to deal with more sustainable consumption and production. And also very interesting, Professor Erma also highlight how the pandemic give us some lesson learned, how the pandemic can make the environment better, right? Because of less fuel consumption and so on. Okay, now I think it's time for question and answering session. So the committee, do you have some question from the audience? Okay, all right. The first question is from Fahitah Ridwan from University of Science Malaysia. The question is, from a researcher perspective, especially those coming from computer science background, what are some of the contributions that can be made to contribute to SCP?
Okay. Can I answer the question directly, Pak Muklason?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Ibu Fahrisa Ridwan. Yeah. From a researcher's perspective, yeah, especially from people from computer science background, yeah, we may conduct research, yeah, to produce research outcome related with providing some recommendation to improve the sustainable consumption and also production. And also we may develop a model, yeah. So from the model we can get some, let's say, a simulation model, yeah. We can get some recommendations, yeah, to improve the sustainability of consumption and production. And also we may consider the level of the decisions, yeah. In decision point of view, we have three main levels. Yeah, we can focus on the operation, we can focus on the tactical, and also we can focus on the strategic point of view. I think for the people from computer science, yeah, we can contribute in all three levels, starting from the operation and also the tactical until the strategic level. Yeah, we also can develop a system that can be used by the operation level or strategic level or the middle level, tactical level. Yeah, we can also develop system. We can develop model, yeah, to contribute for the SCP, starting from the operation level, tactical level, and as well as the strategic level. Do I answer the question, Ibu Fahrisa?
If you still have question, you can talk directly, Ibu Fahrita. Okay, I think it's already answered the question.
Okay, thank you, Pak Muklason. Thank you, Ibu Fahrisa.
Okay, the next question. Okay, if no question, may I ask a question, Professor Erma?
Yes, so Professor. So Pak
Okay.
Muklason.
Okay. I know you are now your work is about intelligent farming, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the finding? I think what is policy recommendation regarding on the farming policy in Indonesia, especially, you know, farming and agriculture in Indonesia is not quite good news, right?
Yeah.
And now we have pressure, it must be environmentally friendly, right? So what is your recommendation based on your result in intelligent urban in intelligent farming?
Yeah. Thank you, Pak Muklason. My recommendation based on my research experience, related to the sustainable consumption and production. I think before we going focus on the sustainable consumption and production, we have the core of the sustainable consumption and consumption and production is the sustainable development goals. Yeah, it has 17 goals, right? For this sustainable consumption and production, it is the 12th goal of the SDGs. Yeah. In general, we have three dimensions, Pak Muklason, for sustainable development. We have economic dimension, we have social dimension, and also we have the environmental dimension. Yeah, if we conduct research, let's say for the multi-years of research, in the first year we may focus on the economic dimension, and the second year we may focus on the social dimension, and for the third year we may focus on the environmental dimension. And based on each dimension, we may provide recommendation, let's say from economic point of view. In agricultural system, we may focus on the improvement of the productivity and also productions, and then after we can increase the productivity and production, we should market the product so that farmers can obtain profit even though in the harvest sessions. Because in Indonesia, in harvest season, we can obtain more and more product, but we cannot market the product. So the product cannot be absorbed by the market and make the price of the product lower than before. We don't want that happen. So we need to make like we need to cut, let's say, the supply chain, to provide a better income for farmer and also a better price for consumer. I think that is the main research outcomes of the sustainable development related to the agricultural system. Do I answer your question, Pak Muklason?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor Erma. Okay. And then, do we have more questions? the committee? Maybe you can share the slide. Or, okay. All right. The next question is from Ibu Fatima. Bu Fatima, maybe you can speak directly, or I can just read your question.
I think you could just read the question.
Okay, all right, okay.
Thank you.
And the question is, Prof. Erma, as you have pointed out in your presentation, while the COVID-19 pandemic might help in reducing our consumption for fossil fuel, a big concern is regard to sustainability. For example, for transportation flights, we now consume other things such as mugs and material for packaging in massive amount. It seems to me that this is inevitable for our economy to function at all. What are your thoughts on this? And what do you think about could be a solution?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Pak Muklason. Yeah, can I answer directly, Pak? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think yeah, for this problem, yeah, we need to do like waste management. Yeah, so we can recycling the raw material. Yeah, we can recycling we can reuse the material become into the a new product or a developed product. Yeah, that we can use again. Yeah, we can reuse the product. Yeah, we should do like waste management. Yeah, waste management so we can minimize the impact, yeah, to the environment, the first thing. And the second thing, if we can reuse the product, it will be we can get more beneficial from that. Yeah.
All right. I think it's already answered the question, right? Okay. The next question, maybe? If no, all participant, maybe you can ask a question directly to Professor Erma. Just please unmute your mic if you have any question. I think we can wait for 1 minute.
Actually,
yeah.
I do have a question.
Yeah, okay.
Muklason.
From Bu Reni, yes, please.
Yes, thank you for the answer to your previous questions. However, I think this is a very important and something that we need to think about, especially during this pandemics where the economic activities is slowing down and we cannot do things as efficiently or effectively as we used to. My question about waste management. It seems that even before the pandemics, we already have problems in conducting like what is the most environmentally friendly way of doing that. So what are your thoughts on this, and like how can we do it like more effectively, and maybe what are the things that what kind of policies that the government or the local government and also at our personal levels can do to support this goal?
Yeah.
So that is my question. Thank you, Prof. Erma.
Yeah. Thank you, Bu Reni. I think I already mentioned on the slide. Yeah, we can realize the sustainable consumption and production starting from our individual life. Yeah, in our individual life. Yeah, I think I can show you the slide. Yeah, can I share screen again, Pak Muklason?
Yes, sure, Prof.
Yeah. Wait a second. Yeah, this effort we can do from our individual point of view. Yeah, we need to reduce our carbon emission and change our current consumption and production pattern to promote the economic growth. Yeah, waste and resource management is important target to achieve sustainable consumption and production goals. Yeah, I think I can go to this slide. Yeah, we could utilize the less waste life cycle by composting and prolonging the life of a certain item. I think for this point, yeah, this is of Bu Reni's questions. Yeah, we can composting and prolonging the life of a certain item. In practice, yeah, from individual point of view, yeah, we could start by shopping at bulk store, choosing to repair an item, then buying new ones. Yeah, I think it is very wise for us. Yeah, in consuming the product responsibly or buying secondhand. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is from individual point of view. And for the government point of view or the policymakers point of view, I think I already also mentioned in this slide. Yeah. I think here. Yeah, because COVID-19 situation creates large variation in the consumption of essential items, especially for mass and other things. Yeah, we should consider the demand for the essential. I think mass now become the essential material, yeah, for us. Yeah, and the lockdown in various parts of the world triggers the demand for online deliveries, yeah, of products, especially food and grocery item, which is becoming an additional cost of food waste in such pandemics. Yeah, and I think these two points, yeah, can answer Bu Reni's question. Yeah. Okay, Bu Reni, do you still have any question?
No, thank you. I think we have another question from another participant.
Reni, yeah.
Yeah, we have another question, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
okay. From Pak Hatma from Kumamoto University. Following the question from Dr. Fatihah and your answer about the opportunity to develop IT for SCP in the operational, tactical, or strategic level, could you please give us an example of IT for SCP, which can deliver strategic value for businesses?
Yeah, very good question. Thank you, Pak Hatma. Yeah, I think for IT for sustainable consumption and productions, IT will leverage the operation level of the things, starting from the, let's say, from, if we talk about the supply chain, starting from the on-farm point of view, starting from the off-farm point of view. So we can develop IT systems, to facilitate, let's say, the all stakeholders such as farmers and probably the Department of Agriculture, how to improve the, let's say, the productivity or the productions. We can provide the information, let's say web-based or mobile based application, that can be used by farmers or other people, to improve the productivity and production. That's in the on-farm level. Let's say this is for example, and for the strategic and the tactical level, we may provide some, let's say, like a dashboard, So from the dashboard, the government can monitor the stock, let's say for rice or for maize, for other products. So the government from the IT for the SCP can control, the stock and the demand to control the price, to make the price stable, especially for the harvest season and especially for not harvest season, so we can keep the price stable. This is the example in agricultural system. Do I answer your question, Pak Hatma? Oh, okay. Greeting from Japan, Pak. Greeting from Japan, ya, Pak Hatma. For me, this is greeting from Surabaya. Yeah, we all miss you, Pak Hatma.
Okay, maybe you have following up question. No, I think yeah. Okay. All right. The next question is from Niluh Putu Chandra Savitri. The question is, can you please elaborate on how SCP can alleviate poverty? Because from an economic view, we all know that the COVID-19 pandemic have caused some drastic changes, especially in Indonesia. Are there any steps that Indonesia could take to eliminate poverty?
Yeah. Can I use my PowerPoint, Pak Muklason?
Yeah, yes, sure, Professor.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have mentioned on this slide. Yeah, so we can eliminate poverty. Yeah, or poverty or SCP can contribute to poverty alleviation. Yeah, by creation of new markets. Yeah, now everything should shift to digital. Yeah, so yeah, in this era, yeah, let's say every household, we don't need a large capital investment to conduct business. Yeah, all people will buy online. Yeah, just we need to capture the product and then we sell the product and the price. Yeah, we can conduct business. Yeah, even though let's say from the one point of view, some of us get cutted by the employment or by the certain organization. Yeah, but yeah, even though we lost in one part, we can get an opportunity in the other part. Yeah, we can do like online business. Yeah, that the easiest way for us to exist in this pandemic era. We can do online business. Yeah, and also yeah, we can also manage more efficient management of resources. Yeah, I think for the poverty alleviations, yeah, government can assist us, yeah, in conduct business online, or government also can help us, yeah, let's say for the initial capital for the business. I think now government provide that program. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Pak Muklason. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you are welcome, Pak. Yeah.
If still there is a follow-up question, it's just unmute your mic and answer directly to Professor Erma.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Pak Muklason.
Yeah.
May I
Yes,
ask
please.
some more question to Prof. Erma?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I understand about how can SCP alleviate the poverty, but how can, as we know that when we create new markets, especially during this pandemic, you also said that the pandemic caused that there are more waste because we all buy things from online stores and then they send them boxes and stuff. So how can Indonesia control that? Not only the poverty, but also the waste management. Is there any way to do that? Or
yeah,
should it come from the personal perspective? Or is there any way that the government can do that also? Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, thank you, Nilu. Yeah, I think, before the government has conducted the waste management program, but because in this pandemic era, the pile of garbage, increase more and more, so the effort of this or the strategy from the government should be improved, related to this condition. Government should have more awareness about the pile of garbage and about the management of the waste, so we can have a solutions for the waste management, to become more beneficial for us. Like in Singapore, I think they have a better management, better waste management. So we may have benchmark to other countries or to other developing countries, how they can manage the waste, how they can manage the waste. So I think for the waste management, we can have like bioenergy, so we can compost that waste to be renewable energy. That one, the easiest example, that I can give you. Okay, Nilu, can I answer the question, or you still have any question?
I think that answers my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nilu.
Okay, thank you, Nilu. I think we still have time, so anybody have any question, you can ask directly. Let's wait for a couple of minutes, I think. Okay, all right. If no question, I think everything is clear, right? So to sum up, I think the very important thing that we can bring from Professor Erma is please stop being greedy in consumption, right? Okay, okay. Yes, I think it's the strong message from Erma presentation. Yeah, okay. And then committee, I think we have certificate for Professor Erma, right? Okay. So Prof. Erma, as token of our appreciation for being our keynote speaker, so it's the presentation, the certificate for you.
Oh, thank you very much, Pak Muklason, Pak Izzat, Bu Reni, and others. Thank you so much. I like the design, Pak.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
The color is excellent. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Don't just see for this digital certificate, but the value behind it. Prof.
Yes.
Erma.
Thank you very much, Pak Muklason.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Erma. And then before we end up our session today, I think we have photo session.
Okay.
Okay, so
yes, I think we do.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I think I can help with that.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay.
Could you please, everyone, turn on the video?
Turn on your cameras and give your best smile for this very interesting and I believe a very useful session. Hopefully it will give a give us all something to think about. So let me start taking your pictures. This is for the first slide. 1. And then another one. 2. And here's for the second slide. 1. And I will give it another take. Okay. 2. And wow, we have like 4 slides, so please bear with us for a while. 1, and I guess 2. And then for the last batch of participants, 1 and 2. Okay, thank you. I think we've got it all. So thank you all.
Thank you very much, Bu Reni, for helping us. Okay, so everyone, I think it is the end of our session today. Thank you very much, Bu Erma, again.
Thank you, Pak Muklason, Bu Reni.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so enjoy the rest of this conference. Thank you very much, and sorry for any inconveniences. Thank you very much again, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Pak Muklason.